In this video, I'll show you how we've taken a frustrating looking hugel mound from this to this. Come on. For the past 3 years, I prepare the soil for my hugels for planting. After we put the organic topsoil and prepare the area, then I sprinkle the seeds on top and hopefully cover it with hay or grass, whatever I have on hand, so that the seeds don't fly away. However, the rain that falls on them washes them all the way down to the ground, to the very bottom. But I get very lush and healthy plants, however, but at the base of the hugel, not at the top, where I really want them. So this year we decided to try something new. We did 2 major repairs to the hugels. We started very early. As you can see here, we still have a little bit of snow left. Now the problem is not if the hugel culture works. As you can see, they do very, very well from the lush plants that wash down to the bottom. See this one right here? As far as the nutrients go, the roots of the plants that grab onto the soil are nice and thick. And they search around the sticks and the dead trees inside for the nutrients. So what we decided to do is I needed to find a way to keep the soil from eroding away. So the first thing we did is surround them. And the second thing we did is we created a cage around it to keep the animals that love to eat them away. Thank you. We found this tin on the property, and Tito my husband put it around it. Thank you. And then we started to prepare the hugels by doing what we did best in the very beginning, which was again putting more soil and putting more grass and more leaves and everything that we could find. This took a couple of months. This was not done overnight. But see, my ultimate goal for these hugel mounds is for them to be self-maintained, because everything I have read, the rotting logs will expand and absorb the water, allowing less or no watering on my part. So the beauty of the hugels is that they do not allow the water to stagnate and allow quick drainage. Therefore, placing this metal skirting around each mound, it will permit, the seedlings and the seeds not to wash down. And in addition, it will maintain the integrity of the hugel, which is the layered effect of the rotting trees and then the big logs and the branches on top. The twigs follow the hay, the grass, the dead leaves, green leaves, soil, and then at the end, the compost. At the foot of the hugels, we put wood chips. Underneath the wood chips, of course, we always put cardboard. That is very important because it creates the worms. Here we have it all completed, ready for planting. With the compost, very dark soil on top. So we planted, and then what happens, of course, the cold had not gone away and the freeze came. So we covered these tender seedlings for a couple of days, hoping that they would survive. We were afraid that the cold had killed them, but no. See, they survived and flourished. They look so beautiful and lush.
Look at that. Calendula.
These are my calendula right here, flowers underneath, and the rest you can clearly see that. Look how lush they're growing. And the rest are tomatoes and peppers on the other side. This side here was planted way before the other side, maybe about 3 weeks. But look at how lush and beautiful the tomatoes have gotten. Now, once the tomatoes are on the vine, I chop the bottom branches and I just drop them right there on the hugel. You can clearly see right here that it is the hugel mound because some of the branches are coming out. But as you can see, I just chop and I drop and I chop and I drop. There, right here, you can see the branches are still there. And the rest of it is just what falls and whatever we put on there, and dark soil, just chop and drop, chop and drop, chop and drop, making sure that there's no blight or seeds. And look how luscious this is looking.
Yeah, there's a hole here.
Yeah, thank you. I also apply, I juice. So I have my husband put the pulp of the juice on top of the hugels. I juice quite a bit. Every 3 days or so I juice. So there's a lot of pulp. And look how lush these tomatoes are looking.
Okay. That's today's pick.
We also apply fish emulsion as food for the plants.
Gonna rain.
I cannot believe what has happened from the tiny little plants. Look how huge this whole area looks like a jungle. You cannot even walk through it now. It's hard to cut all these tomatoes, but I believe that it's just the hugel mounds that are giving me these beautiful, beautiful yield this year. This is the other side. Not as lush as that first side, but still, I think that it was because we planted them later, but still, the tomatoes are beautiful and they taste so delicious. All in all, I am extremely happy with what this the hugel mounds have done for us this year. I will continue doing this every year, changing the crops as we go, obviously, because this is all experimental to me. But as you can see, I think that this year has been a very success with my hugels, and I'm glad we did it. I'm glad we did not give up on them. See you next year. Bye-bye. And as always, hit the bell, like, share, and subscribe.